for joining us today. My name is Becky Weiss. I'm an engineer with Amazon S3, and it's my honor today to get to demo for you our newest security feature in S3. This feature is the ability to disable access control list, or ACLs, on your S3 buckets and objects. Now, we think that disabling ACLs on S3 buckets and objects is the right choice for nearly all of the modern use cases of S3 out there, because we think this was really going to simplify your security strategy. And what I'm going to show you in this demo is exactly how. I'm going to show you exactly how this is a simplifier for your security strategy in S3. So over here, you're looking here at the S3 console, and I'm showing you a bucket that I have. Becky Twitch demo ACLs, because that's what we're doing here. And this bucket, let's say that I've had it for a while. And so those of you who've known S3 for a while, you know that S3, you might not know this, that S3 even predates the identity and access management system that in a modern AWS environment is how you do all of your permissions across all AWS services. Well, S3 has very rich support for identity and access management permissions, and it's the way that a modern user of AWS is doing all of their permissions to their resources. But you may also know that S3 predates this system, and as such, S3 was launched, we just celebrated its 15th birthday. S3 was launched as storage for the internet. And when it was launched, it came with this permission system called access control lists. It was meant very much to be familiar to someone who's encountered the same concept with file systems. So these are access control lists on the bucket that says who can do what to the bucket, on the objects that say who can do what to the objects. And so these are here on my bucket. So over here I have this bucket. It's got two objects in it, object 2 and object 1, but it could have 2,000, could have 20,000, could have 20 million objects in it. And, these are objects. Over here on the permissions, if I go and look at the permissions tab for the bucket, well, currently I have no bucket policy on my bucket. Now, in a modern environment, if I had a need to share my data outside my account, I might have a bucket policy here saying so, but notice I don't have that. So according to IAM policy, there's no sharing outside the account. However, if I keep going, I go down to the access control list, and you'll notice here, and this is a list of these ACL forms of permission. You'll notice there are a couple here that sort of just came with my bucket. You'll notice that this bucket is owned by my own account. These are canonical IDs for accounts. This is sort of an older way to designate an AWS account. So my account, this account that you're looking at, A1A, with apologies for anybody watching this demo from Miami. And you'll notice that there is another account here that has permission. They have write permission, so they have the ability to write data into the bucket. This is deliberate. I want this other A72 account writing data into the bucket. And I've had this bucket for a while, and indeed this account did write some data into the bucket. For example, if I go and I look at one of these objects, not only do the buckets have ACLs, but each individual object has an ACL on it that says who gets to read its contents. So I can go do permissions on the object, and this ACL is for this very specific. This is specific to this object, and I go and I see that well, my own AWS account has permission to the object, but so does this A72. Remember, that was that other account. A72 wrote this object here. And so according to the ACL system, they're considered to own it, so they too have permission to it. I can demonstrate that for you. Over here, I'm going to do that using our command line interface. I'm first going to show you that this same account, the profile in the command line interface, this is how we designate which account is talking. The demo account that I'm showing you this from, if I go and try to read the object under that account, you'll notice that this is going to be successful. Contents of this object, wish you a happy reinvent. But let me also do that from the other account. This is the other account, that A72 account that wrote the object there, that the ACL on the object says they have permission to it. Well, they're going to have permission to be able to read this as well. And again, this is intentional. This is what the ACLs say. So they had the ability to read that as well.